What's up, everybody? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day. It is time again to do buy or invest. This time, we're looking at Premium Booster Box BanG Dream. I thought it was Hololive, but this one comes out before then, so we're going to discuss this. And again, what these series of videos is about is me going through my thought process on whether I should buy this just for my own personal collection or go one step further and invest. My disclaimer, as always, is that I do not actually look to sell any of these. I hope to retire one day and not have to sell any of these so that I can just open and feel that awesome nostalgia. I will also preface this discussion as in I love BanG Dream. I think BanG Dream is amazing and I always try to leave my emotions out of it. What I'm about to say here, I hope you all take it the way as I do love this show. I love the music. I love the voice actresses. This isn't going to be a everybody should buy this kind of video. It is far from that. With that, let's go. BanG Dream actually had two releases for this year. First one we have is the extra boosters in the trial deck, Morfonica, Suilen, Poppin Party, and Roselia. That came out on January 21st. We're getting this one on April 8th. As you can see, there's my dog up there with all the boxes. I am a BanG Dream fan, and I do have all the boxes that go with it. If you want to see my love or actually just talk about the different bands and all that stuff, go back to this video on the screen that I have here. The Weiss Schwarz, Poppin Party, Roselia, Morfonica, Suilen, Buy or Invest. What is BanG Dream? I literally go through what BanG Dream actually is. I show you funny moments. I show you all the different bands, voice actresses, even play some of the music. So if you are interested in any of that, wanting to know about those different groups and the people and the anime, all that stuff that go into this, then check that out. One day, I wish if it does come back over here to the United States with pandemic gone and all that, I will definitely go to their concert. I think it'll be really awesome. I'm pumped. I really do love BanG Dream. It's just, I think unfortunately, it's one of those ones where the franchise, like when it comes to Weiss Schwarz, it's so big. There's so many boxes and all this stuff. And at the same time, not that huge of an anime following that's why it's suffering the way it does, especially on this last release. Okay, so about the set itself, there are 35 SRs in there and 35 BDRs. I will be showing you pictures of them, so just keep this in mind. So box itself, I've seen it being put on sale for $65 to $75. Inside a box, you will get 7 packs. So there are 7 bands, there are 7 packs in there. That means you will be getting a pack of each band and you will be getting each member in there. So there's 5 cards in there, there's 5 members. You will have 35 cards, 1 of each girl. And what you'll be seeing is you'll be getting 4 of the SRs and 1 of the BDRs. And again, I will be showing you that in a little bit. There are 10 displays per carton. Displays equal boxes. So that box that you see off to the right, the gold glittery star thing, you'll be getting 10 of them if you buy like a carton or what people say as a case. Okay. The problem with this is, if we go back here, is with the 10 displays per carton, we're going to talk about quintessential quintuplets for just a second. When the quintessential quintuplets came out, there was this thing called the quintessential set. Inside of there was 1 signed card. Every one of them every one of those things that you see that you bought right there for roughly $200, you got 1 signed card. If you buy a case or carton, you would have gotten 5 of those. So what most of the people saw was you got 1 of each girl. Right, you got a Miku, you got a Nino, Ichika, Yotsuba, Itsuki. You got 1 of each girl. There was like one guy that I heard of that got 2 Ninos, so that kind of sucked for that person. I don't know if that was a manufacturing error, but everybody else that I've seen or heard actually got 1 of each girl. The problem with this is when you look at the BanG Dream one, so there is 5 actual members, and you get 1 BDR per pack. So realistically, if they wanted to sell this to you in a way that you can just get all the BDRs, Weiss Schwarz, Bushy Road, what they could have done was pack these by 5, right? So if you buy a set of 5, you would be guaranteed to get the BDRs. However, what actually did end up happening from what I'm seeing, unless they pack it differently inside of the carton, is if you buy this carton, there's 10 of them, which means if you just randomly buy five, like you buy five from a store, that doesn't guarantee you get all the girls, which is going to be terrible. You're going to actually see in these cards that it looks really cool to have the BDRs. Like there's no other way to say it, but the only way you can guarantee that is actually at this point buying 10, unless inside of that carton they split it in half and you can actually tell, like these five goes with, these boxes are grouped together by five and the other five are grouped together. Outside of that, there's no way to do it. That really sucks. So what you're about to see here is you're going to see these cards and the differences between the BDR and the SR. And how I did this was actually, I took images from these videos. So check them out. We got Natsumi. If I said the name wrong, I apologize. Freedom Duo and James YH. You'll see their hands in there. You'll see some fingers. But you will be able to see the cards. So if you want to see the cards itself, like actually being pulled, check out one of their videos. At the same time, if you like them, give them a subscribe as well. Like you know what to do. It's YouTube. You got it. Okay. First up, we got Roselia, and with Roselia, this is your SRs, and you can see here. The main thing to note about these actual cards is like you'll see like a color difference, but you'll also see image differences, and you can see like where these don't actually form up to make like one giant art. I'm gonna just go to the BDR to show you. Check this out, BDR. So with the BDR, what you're going to see is you're gonna see foil, well, they all have foil, but you're gonna see the band name, like you see Roselia right there. You also see the art going across. And isn't that actually really, really cool? That the art is all joined together so you can form them up. So what I did with these pictures, because I actually had to pull like these SRs together, I lined them up by the same character. And you can see there's no actual combination of the different ones. And you can also see like this one, the BDR looks purple. That's what I meant about the color. And this one is like the green and the purple. But when the foiling gets, when the light hits the foiling, you're gonna see a different color. So I brought up Sayo. Again, these were the images taken off from those videos. And what I tried to do with the BDR here was I tried to get different lighting on this first one, just so you can see like what I mean. So take a look at BDR original right there, Sayo off to the left. And now you're gonna see BDR in actual. So you're gonna see difference in foiling. I'm gonna use my mouse here. So you can see on this Roselia one here off to the right, it's almost like it's like little dots of foiling here, like as in the texture wise, right? You can also see that in the actual flower of Roselia. And then here is the BDR versus the SR. So BDR, again, off to the right, the stuff with the actual words on it. And then you can see here on the left is the SR, and you can see how intricate that foiling is. It's actually really, really nice. It's nice and textured. So it's the pattern on it, it's pretty cool. So keep this image in your mind of the SR, like with this texture and all this foiling and all this stuff. And just going back here, and you can see like the image itself that they provide you versus the actual foiling. It's actually pretty nuts. It's actually really nice. This is when this was brought up first off during the Bushy Road English announcement meeting or whatever they did. When this came up, people were like, the people on the call were like, I think it was Kidani that actually said, this is collectors, it's nice, nice, really nice cards. And when you actually do look at these images in the video, it's really nice. I mean, there's no way to say it. I think as a BanG Dream fan, you're gonna be really, really happy to pick these cards up. Okay, I mean, there's no other way to say it. I've been looking at these cards and I'm like, dang, they look nice. And it's really cool to actually have all the bands, especially since the fact that like I said, Roselia, they all line up, and that's something consistent throughout the rest of these bands. So this isn't just the Roselia thing, it's across all the different bands. Real quick, shout out to Nanchan here, who has come back after not feeling well, so I am happy she's back. Everybody is worried that she was going to be replaced, they're not coming back at all, something like that. So now she's back. She's also in D4 DJ, so really, really happy that she's back. There we are. That's right there. That was translated. That was not in English. So if the wording looks off, it's probably because it's auto-translated and it can only do what it can do, okay? All right, next is Poppin' Party. Poppin' Party. So again, when you look at these SRs and the sample, they don't do it justice at all. It's not even remotely close. So again, if you are a fan of this stuff, definitely worth picking up a box, I think, if you're a fan. Um, and then here is the actual BDRs. On this one, you could tell there's a total difference on the actual art itself, right? Like you have these vertical little reddish pink color bars down here off to the left. On this one, it's not even close, right? You got these, I guess these music bars going across there. So it's pretty cool, and it swirls around, and you can see how these artwork actually line up. It's actually cool that way. All right, and again, what we got is this time BDR is on the left side, and then on the right side we got Poppin' Party. So on here you could see like the Kasumi SR. You could see these actual star holograms that appear on here, where the one on the BDR are music notes. So you got music note hollows over there. Okay. Suilen. So we got this pulse thing. I guess it's not a pulse. It's more like, I guess you could say it's pulse. Volume kind of thing going across. Hey, whatever. Doesn't matter. And then with Suilen here, you've got almost these volume levels going up there. I don't know how to describe this. It's actually kind of neat that we got Chutu that says, "Are you ready?" since she speaks in English from time to time. And here's actual the BDR. On the right side, we got lock, and you can see these different actual, like, I don't want to call them like X's, but you could see it. You could see these hollows. And then over here on the left is, it reminds me of like stairs, little diamonds. Have you ever seen wrestling when they get up on the stairs? Or like steel. Steel has like these little diamond shapes on them. So that's what kind of reminds me of. But yeah, you can see like they did not just go lazy on this and use the same kind of holographic or artwork like they do with like extra boosters or something like that. This one's completely different, where each BDR has a different holo that goes with it versus having an SR. So it's neat that way, because it could have just been the same thing all across the board, right? Like if you look at the pictures here, yeah, they're almost in the same poses, zoomed in and all, zoomed in, zoomed out. But there's a huge difference between the actual two, which again is why I say it's unfortunate that the carton is actually 10 of these things inside of there instead of 5, because it would be really cool to just buy 5 of them and get them all and just have these things lined up as a collector. Okay, next we got is Afterglow. And yeah, I mean, this pretty much reminds me of Afterglow. And then this one's cool. It's like them outside looking at, were they at school or something like that? I remember when they were talking about forming their band and they were standing out there looking over that gate right there. I think they're on top of a roof. So it's pretty cool to actually have that. That's probably one of the coolest cards that they have for this band, and having it all connected over is really neat. And here's the difference. I didn't get a really good one of Mocha here just because I didn't find it one of those videos that shined us. Because at some point when you start opening these things, they all start looking the same. As in like the foil, you kind of give up like moving the card around. But basically you could see over here with Afterglow on this Mocha card, you see little circle foils. And this one's completely different. When you take a look at Ron over here, it's almost like wind. Like you have like streaks of foil, which is really, really nice. And again, being there up on top of that roof, really, really neat to see that landscape over, like just the background that they have with Afterglow on the SRs. Okay. Pastel palettes, this is not a joke. I tried lining this sucker up. I thought it was wrong, but I was copying off the Weiss Schwarz website, so these are right. I was like, are these just wrong? I don't know. Like you could see like this almost attempts to line up, but it actually doesn't. It doesn't do that at all. I don't know why. I don't know why they made it look like it almost could line up, but it doesn't line up. So SRs look like this. We got our BDRs that look like this. This is definitely reminds me of pastel palettes. We got like these pastel colors, and this is what you get with the foils. So BDR on the left, you can see we got little flower foils in the background, which is really, really cool when you shine it. And then you also have like this, not the same, but you do have flowers and streaks here. going across with the blue foil. Well, not blue. You get the dots. You get the foiled dots. Oh, pretty neat. Okay, Hello Happy World. Hello Happy World is next. Definitely doesn't line up, which makes sense. None of these SRs should have lined up. I just, it bothers me that the pastel palette one looks like it should line up. But this one right here, Hello Happy World. And then we also have our BDRs over here, which looks really, really cool. I think you have the light shining behind them going across the cards. Um, Here is Carol over off to the right. She's our SR, and you can see it is a square diamond. I guess you could say diamond, and you can see the effects here. Like this diamond spreads out as you move it. When you look at the Hagumi over here, BDR, it's almost like a star pulsing out, which is kind of neat too. I like that. I like that BDR hollow that they have going on there. It looks really, really cool. My beef with this, if anybody knows me about BanG Dream and all of that, is I like Michelle. Michelle's alright, right? She's your DJ, but Michelle is actually Misaki, who is on the left, and you never see her in these actual cards. You have Michelle because she's the Misaki is inside that bear suit, and she's the DJ. So because of that, because she's in the bear suit, she doesn't get like these cool cards, right? She's not in these cards. Instead of having a girl, I get a bear. And, you know, it's cool and all, you know, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, but I really want Misaki because look at her. I mean, she's really, really cool. And then, by the way, Bushiroad came out on the Global Online Store. They made t-shirts. The t-shirts ran into an issue. There's going to be American sizes for it. And then I was sad because I saw Michelle on here instead of Misaki. That's all. I just like Misaki. She's my favorite out of Hello Happy World actually. And it just sucks because she's trapped in a bear outfit on everything. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Morfonica. Last one here. Morfonica was actually the hardest one to actually tell not to tell the difference. Like you'll see, well actually is, to tell the difference. When you look at these samples, they look the same. They look different. Right? Like they make it look different. You still got some light shining down here, and if I switch back here, you have these waves, and you have a butterfly here, and this giant butterfly up at the top, off to the right, and all that. So when you take a look at this one, out of all the different ones that I've seen, I think this is the one that probably could have been a little bit different. I guess that you could see there's different. Like here's on the SR, there's like this tree thing happening there. You could see on the BDR, you have like these little waves back and forth for the foiling, where like this one looks like actual waves. Like you could see like loops here going like this on the Nanami. But when you take a look over here at the Rui, you have like these little jagged, it's not jaggedy, but you have these short waves, I guess, going back and forth. Where this one on the Nanami probably goes almost all the way across. I mean, it obviously doesn't go through her body, I think. But in the background, in the scene, you can see the waves going through. Okay. Hey, anime following. This is the part of the section where I go. I take a look at how many people follow it. I already hinted on it. This thing is not as popular as I want it to be, should be, or anything like that. Because of this, the series actually get hurt when it comes to Weiss Schwarz. Like all the sets that come out, if it's not as popular as it should be, then it's not going to sell as many as you see with other sets. And that is 100% the case when you think about BanG Dream. Unfortunately, because again, I love this thing. It's pretty cool. One of the biggest beefs I have with this set is I had to actually manually pull a lot of those pictures of you know, the 5 band members going across. I do not understand, if someone wants to tell me this, why the numbering is weird. And the weird part is, right, we have Afterglow, we have Suilen, we have Poppin Party, we have Pastel palettes. Like, it doesn't make sense to me how they numbered this thing. I was like, okay, maybe it has something to do with the card level or something like that. Like it's a level 2, then it hits a level 0. That didn't make any sense. Then the band part didn't make sense. And I'm like, maybe they use the same instrument. No, they don't use the same instrument. So You got me on this one. I'm not really sure why they did it. But besides the point, why I'm actually showing you this is the part of the video where I show you the prices in Japan. This set came out, I believe, and it came out early 2021 is when it came out. So if you take a look at these are your BDRs, and the biggest one, obviously, if anybody knows anything about BanG Dream or watched my other video, you should be immediately saying Yukina. Yukina is the one that's going to be big as the BDR, and that is true. You can see down here 2980 yen, but keep in mind, you can see here there's 10 of these, and even the Chu 2, there's 10, there's 9, 9. 4 would be Rui. Rui's gotten to 4. We got Remy down to 2. But you could see these aren't like huge amounts, right, for this stuff because you keep the price point in mind, like how much you would have bought that box, $65 to $75, and you're guaranteed one of each band, well, one from each band. So that means you're going to be getting a few BDRs, you're going to be getting a lot of SRs. So at the price to buy this box, you know, people would just think that you could just buy 1,000,000 of these things and sell it, but that's not going to be the case. But you can see Yukina is the one you're going to want. Roselia overall is the one you're going to want, right? We got Sayo down here, 1980. We got Lisa, 2480. We got Akko, she's 780. But, you know, like from a band perspective, Roselia, the pack that you open, that's the one you're going to be hoping for, that you get Yukina, Sayo, Lisa. Okay, I didn't put all these up here just because it's too big on the screen. I'm not going to do it. These are your SRs, and overall you're going to see them from 150 yen to 200 yen. Okay, and that makes sense again because you're going to open it and you're going to get 4 from each pack of SRs. Even Yukina down here, 150. It's not what you're looking for. So the SRs, I don't want to say are your bulk or your throwaway, but truly you can see where the value of these actual cards are. They're in the actual BDR. Okay. Lastly, I want to show you this is my math on all of it. Remember again, there's 35 types of SRs, 35 types of BDR. Each box again, $65 to $75. If I do the math, and what I did here was with the BDR, I put it at $8. I know that Yukina 2980, Lisa 2480, Sayo 1980, but I want not worst case scenario because everything could get worse, but I went low on this one, right? I wrote $8. $8 is what you will be pricing these BDRs at. And since there are 7 bands, you get 1 each. That means inside of this box, if you could sell all the BDRs for $8, that is $56. SR slot, I put it at 150. There's going to be 28 of those that you get inside a box. That's $42. Okay. Now, I'm telling you this right now. These are preliminary numbers. I'm going to explain to you why these probably won't be worth that. Okay, so those are just theoretical numbers, and I 100% stress theoretical numbers. So don't take that. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at that January 21st release, and this will just prove my point here about what I just said. Okay. This thing came out January 21st, extra boosters. So your 2 things on the left and in the middle, so left and middle, they normally retail what for $30. On TCG Player, it is $25 for the Roselia Poppin Party. Morfonica Suilen is $26.30. There's probably shipping in there, so it probably puts it under 30, but still, you are losing. More than likely, you're losing selling on TCG Player at this point. Like if you bought the box for like, even if you bought it at $25, because you still got to ship it, you still got to pay TCG Player fees, and that's no good. The trial deck, same thing. I didn't click into it. There's probably shipping in there, but at the same time, there's not a whole lot of buying this. This is what's going to show you. So these are your sign cards from the Roselia, not from Roselia, it's from Suilen and Morfonica. Remember, green on TCG Player means it actually sold. So you have this Tsukushi actually sell for, you know, like it sold. Okay. When you take a look at these other ones, there is no market price because the other ones haven't actually sold. That doesn't mean it hasn't sold elsewhere. It hasn't sold on TCG Player for these prices. Okay. It's not selling not selling. So going back to this little graphic here, what happens if you have cards like this that doesn't actually have signatures and has a small following, and people can buy these same boxes and attempt to sell this? You get my point here. This is one of those ones where you are definitely risking a lot by saying you're going to jump in, because these cards right here on my screen from these extra boosters actually have signatures on there, right? They're not just foils stamped, have like fancy foils and you can line them all up together. These things actually have signatures, what people want. I'm not saying that these are the right prices for them. I mean, lock there is $93. That's pretty low. But overall, even lock $93 hasn't sold for that low price with the signature on it. It's bad. Though don't think that you can just come in here on the majority of these cards, right? The Yukina might sell, the Lisa might sell, the Sayo might sell, but when you take a look at some of these other ones, you might have a problem. And that's the worst part about this. The math hypothetically works out that you would be doing well on this, but in real practice here, if you take a look at this, not so good. Roselia and Poppin Party fared a little bit better. You could see the only one that hasn't sold is Arisa, and I love Arisa, so I might actually buy that. It's getting to a point where I'm like, the price is looking pretty good. But you can see these cards have sold across the board. They definitely went low on some of these, somewhere like near the hundreds, a little bit above 100. So you can see this Rinko over here, 99.06, probably 100 with shipping or something like that, but still. There isn't a whole lot of buying on this on TCG Player. People have bought some on Facebook and other places like that. But again, I will say that the amount of sales is pretty weak. This is definitely a set for collectors, like they've said. Anime-wise, you saw it. I'm rating it a 3. It's definitely not on the stronger side of the animes that are out there when it comes to Weiss Schwarz. Proven time and time again, if you go out there and look for old, sealed, Weiss Schwarz stuff, you're going to find BanG Dream. It's going to be out there. And the reason why is just because of everything I just laid out right before this. Okay. Meta strength, when it comes to these actual cards themselves, people made fun of it and all that. I'm not even going to bother looking at the card abilities, because literally that's what everybody said at this point. Like that's the first thing out of everybody's mouth when they said that this is all for collectors. You're not really going to be playing with these things. I feel bad for saying this, but it is the truth. This is a do not invest situation for everything that I've said before. This is a series that is either love or hate, and there isn't as many people following it as other Weiss Schwarz sets. This is going to definitely be hard to sell when you think about singles. Like if you're going to buy this, you might want to leave it sealed, and even then I can imagine it being hard. You see that with the extra boosters, with the trial deck. Not really good. And lastly, this is meant for collectors and not players. And by doing that, you eliminate a fair amount of people that would actually have wanted to buy these cards and use them, right? Like you're only meant to just look at these things, and you're not really going to be playing with these things. Also a negative for not having Misaki in there. I don't know what I'm going to do, actually. When it comes to this, I would definitely have one. I'm going to open one is what I mean. I don't know if I want to buy 10. It really sucks that it doesn't come in as 5. Again, unless the box, it's like the case, carton, whatever comes, and there's 5 and 5, and they split it in half so that you could tell this is a set and that's a set. That would be really awesome. Outside of that, I haven't heard of that. I haven't seen that. And we will only find out in April when this thing comes out how it goes. So from what I've seen, there's actually stores that are selling this that didn't sell the extra boosters, but it actually shocked me on that, because it's like, if you didn't sell the extra boosters, why would you sell this one that has even less reason to do well, right? It doesn't have signatures and it has no playability. What made you think that this is going to be better? Maybe it is going to be better. I don't know. Maybe there's not enough people that bought into this, like store-wise, that it's going to be a problem. Maybe the supply is really low. I don't know. But from everything I'm seeing, it's not going to appreciate, like, let's say, Bang Dream, not Bang Dream, it's not going to appreciate like as a Kaya or as a Bofree or Hololive or something like this one. This thing is going to stagnate there for a while, slash even go down. As a Bang Dream fan, it hurts me to say that, but it's the truth. And that's what it's going to be. Now, with that, hopefully this was very helpful to you. Don't go nuts on this, but the cards look really good. They really look really good. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful evening. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good day.